travel to a faraway jungle to find the source, each having their own reasons. Welcome to the Tomb of Annihilation. Right. So, welcome everybody to what is session 5, isn't it? In Chult. So, let's pick up where we left off. Last session, we were thrown slap bang into the middle of the dinosaur race. You guys were at checkpoint 2. Racing for Lady Syndra's stables and dressed in the green and gold. 18 starters at the beginning of the race. You rounded the bend. Many of you managed to finish the race.
I believe it was all of us.
It was, wasn't it? All of you and not even one other, except for your contact, that toward the end of the race you managed to remember the password or the phrase, and he told you, meet me in an hour by the Beggars' Palaces. We stopped off after the celebrations, and I guess we'll pick up from there then. You're standing in the middle of the arena. He's moved off, and he has given you an hour to catch up with him. You have got 1 hour for preparation.
So at some point, exiting the arena, I will reach Lunan and ask him, you know, could you please let me see that ring for a moment?
Sure thing. I hold it out.
I don't know if it looks magical in nature, but I will cast Identify to see.
Oh yes it is. Hold on. Darn it. It was the ring with the maze on it, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, so you cast Detect Magic, and it does give off a faint glow of magic. It is a bejeweled ring. As you look at it, you notice that on top of it there is a tiny intricate maze engraved into the top of the ring.
Okay, does the Identify spell tells me anything more about it?
Was it Identify or was it Detect Magic?
It was Identify.
Okay, so it does look like the ring is designed to give you advantages on some checks using your wisdom. As you take a closer look, you can see on the inside there is an inscription. The jungle trees, there are 1 or 2 dinosaurs there. It looks like a small scene inscribed on the inside of the ring.
Alright. I pass it through Lunan and explain what you just told me, and say to him, it seems to be made for you. Congratulations.
I just say thanks and put it on one of my fingers and put it in my mind to look at it myself a bit later on.
So then on your character sheet, write down Ubtau's ring. I will say...
You write that?
Yes. What... with the Identify, I would say you need to probably spend a good hour with it to find out the ins and outs of it straight away, just to get used to it and see what it does. But if you kept the ring with you while you cast the spell and had it on your person for about, let's say, an hour, because it's a small item and it's quite simple, then you'll get the entire description. But let me just send you I'll put it in the chat. There.
Thanks. I will add that later when I know what it is.
Okay, good. What I will do is I'll also create a magic item for it, so you don't have to make one up for yourself on your character sheet on D&D Beyond.
Perfect.
Okay. The crowd is still going crazy. Right.
I'm waving them off as I'm moving out of the arena.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the others are joining.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you're walking, people are screaming and shouting, and you look around you and you see the crowds going crazy, and out the corner of your eye you notice Yarlena is walking, and every step she takes, flower petals seem to fall in front of her feet, so her feet never touch the dust of the arena floor.
I put my hand on her shoulder and say, "You should give them a big wave."
I would rather not. Rather not, I think.
Your loss. It's exhilarating. I've never experienced this before.
No? Well, not really, but I don't know. You seem to prefer it more, so you have never entered a competition?
There is no loss in sharing the glory.
No, you can have the glory. I think it was sheer luck I managed to come first.
Of course.
Hey, we did it as a team. Don't less yourselves.
So you make your way out the entrance to the arena, following the course itself. You go down the stairs and you head towards the Grand Souk. You are still wearing the racing outfit, so all of your gear is stowed in the tent in the stables where you first arrived. Do you head to that direction?
I do, yes.
Yep.
Alright. Remind me, was it dusted coal that saved the priest in the middle of the road after the bridge?
I like to think so, but I don't readily know. Let me check.
It wasn't me.
Me neither.
I almost ran over a priest. I didn't save any.
I didn't save any, so I think,
must have been.
I'm pretty sure it was dusted, but let's double check quickly. Did we have it in the session summary?
I should believe so.
It was in part 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Dusted Coal was jumping around and then the priest almost fell in front of you, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because Lunan tried to drag him up, I think.
And yeah, that's right. Alright, so you guys are making your way through the Grand Souk, and as you're getting through there, out the corner of your eye, Dusted, you notice the priest that you managed to help save from the trampling dinosaur. It was a Allosaurus, I think. And he comes over to you. He is an older looking gentleman. He's got a small white pointy beard and white hair. He's got like a small little hat on his head, just a round sort of cap. Long flowing robes which are brown with intricate patterns, and he's walking with a cane. He comes over to you as you're walking through the crowds towards the cigarettes and the stables. Pats you on the shoulder. I just wanted to shake your hand. Thank you so much. You seem like a busy man. But when you've come back and have some time, find me in the Temple of Savras. I would like to invite you to tea to say thank you for saving my life again. And he touches his hand to his head, does a little sort of salute, and turns around and walks away. Just ask for Zitemba. Alright. You carry on past the Grand Souk and you head towards Beggar's Palace. And you see the stables up ahead in front of you. It's quite quiet around here. The crowds have now dispersed from this area. They've all been gathering in the arena and moved on to all of the other, the two bars. There's some frivolity in the streets and people are picking themselves up. And you notice that there are a couple of, dare I say, labourers who are slowly taking the barriers down for the race and starting to pack things up again. And as you make your way there, you start to hear the slow patter of rain and some thunderclouds starting to rumble. And it gently starts to pour down a little bit. You make your way to the... Sorry, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say Vargo runs to get cover.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
Yeah, because this is gonna piss itself. So yeah, definitely start running.
All right. Heads down. You run to the tents, running into Lady Syndra's tent, and as you get inside, you flap the doors open. It's quiet. The stable hands have left, as have the two children. Potentially going to make sure that the dinosaurs are back in their stables and fed and polished and brushed down, so to speak, or watered. But in the middle of the tent, you see the baths are full. There is bubbling water with foam and bubbles in it, and your kit that you had before you got changed is all cleaned and pressed and laid out on some of the mattresses that are lying there. And there is also a small yet a quite large bird which has been grilled and cooked, lying on the table waiting for anybody who is hungry or needs to have anything to eat following such a hard-working race that you've just managed to win.
Wouldn't mind a bite, I guess.
Is someone of the personnel of the tent inside with us?
No. It looks like they've cleaned everything up. They've laid all your clothes out for you. They've run a bath for anyone who wants. There are clean towels and everything waiting on the side over there. But the kids and the father are not around at all.
Does anyone recognize this bird?
Does anyone recognize the...
I don't know, do we?
What did you want to recognize? Sorry?
I just wanted to know if it was an edible bird.
Why don't you... Well, it's an investigation check, isn't it?
I suppose.
I mean, you don't recognize the bird, but it looks like it is a very large chicken. It looks about the size, based on the length of the body, it probably stands at about 5 foot tall.
Well, that's it. We are getting chocobo for dinner. And Vargo sits down and starts to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, Valerie does the same, cuts himself a piece.
The bird is very tender. It does actually taste like chicken as well. Very succulent. There's some ale and some wine on the table as well.
Nice. I'm having some as well.
Yeah, same. I have a glass of wine as well.
Okay, so you all sit down to dine. Eat, refresh yourselves. Is anyone going to have a bath or clean the dust from the race and the sweat from the other people off?
Almost assuredly, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, how long are you going to spend in here filling yourselves up and cleaning yourselves up?
I mean,
30 minutes.
How long do we feel has passed so far?
It's taken you about 15 minutes to walk back to here, so I'd say you've got another...
Not longer than 20 in here, I would say.
Mm-hmm. You've got about a half an hour to spare.
then yeah.
10 minutes to eat, 10 minutes for a bath.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So, rest and recuperate. If you... All of your spells, I'm going to say this is a short rest. So, everything has been refreshed, spells and whatnot. So you can put that all through. And if you've taken, I guess you can roll, what are we, level 3? So 3 hit dice if you've taken any damage. You can heal up as well from the short rest if you want to use the whole lot. How's everyone?
Didn't get that much.
No one's taken any damage?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
yeah.
so.
Cool, you're all resilient, aren't you? I need to try harder.
Is this because of the whole extra character thing?
No. No, it's not.
To be honest, I don't think Lunan has taken any damage at all.
No, he hasn't, has he? But maybe you will. Quite soon.
Next fight, he's dead in 2 rounds.
Challenge accepted. Okay. So, I'd say about 45 minutes have passed altogether since you met with Roku. You're now all clean, dressed, well fed. You know, you've had a couple of glasses of wine or ale, and you're ready to move out.
Yes.
Alright, who is going to be taking the lead?
Probably not very familiar with big cities.
Mm-hmm. As you're deciding, the rain stops.
That's convenient.
Yes. You're 2 days, well, mind you, you're a week now in the city. You've come to realize that the weather is unpredictable. It rains for either a long time and it spittles, or there's thunderstorms for less than an hour and flash floods. Other than that, sometimes, you know, you've had some good sunny weather afterwards as well. You never know what you can expect. The thunderstorms can roll in on a clear sky within an hour. Alright. So who's going to be leading out?
Going to the meetup place?
Mm-hmm.
So, Lunan, do you perhaps remember where did Roka told us he wanted to meet us?
Yeah, sure. Follow me.
At the cigarette, wasn't it?
I honestly don't remember.
It's the Executioner's Run. We were told earlier that it's just outside of the of the town wall by the cigarettes.
After you?
So yeah, it was the top of the executioner's run. I've just drawn a little blue circle. Mind you, that's the top over there. Alright, and you guys are presently just around this area here where all the tents were.
Okay.
Yeah. So you make your way past the cigarettes and you head off to the top of the executioner's run. The man that you are meeting, you can see a very dark-skinned gentleman. He's about 6'4". He is dressed in very light leggings, leather leggings, and what looks to be studded leather armor, but its sleeves are cut off and it's just a chest piece. He's got a bow strapped to his back, and it looks like he's got 2 short swords on either side of his thighs, strapped to the top of his thighs. On his back, he has 5 water skins, which are strapped down, and they all hanging at an angle, almost like a bandolier of water, really. And he's got what looks like a duffel bag under his shoulder. Under his arm. He hasn't seen you approaching, but as soon as you come slightly closer, he slowly turns around, looks at you, doesn't say a word, just nods, and then beckons you to follow him out of the old city.
So we follow?
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
After you?
Okay. He leads you down around the on the map. He hangs a left at the executioner's run, and he takes you down around the back sides of the cigarettes and the dare I say, they're run-down houses and slums. And as you're walking, it's just been raining. The streets are muddy. The rain has seeped in and left big puddles and mud and sludge. You look up and the mountainside is on your right-hand side. The city is almost nestled in between some mountains as well. And he starts taking you down, leading you down towards Mala's throat, around the outside of the walls. So you're slowly picking your way along a well-trodden path. And as you do, he slows down so the rest of you can all catch up. And he starts to slowly... I have brought some equipment for you. And the duffel bag that he was carrying, he holds it out to you all, whoever is closest. I have put inside some water skins, which are empty. We will need to fill them, and some mosquito nets and 2 tents. So the journey to the fort will take us a couple of days. And I have included a small map. We are headed down at the moment. We are going to the anchorage, where we are going to meet with a man who will take us across with a boat to the other side. If you could have a look at the map and then let me know the most comfortable journey for you, please, so that we can make our way across. Right, so I've loaded the new map. The travel is to Fort Beluarian, as you can see on the map. He is taking you to the northeast corner of Port Nyanrazaru. If you zoom in, remember that the port map was sideways on. So he is taking you to... Let's just put a little circle area here. To the northeast corner there in red. He's got a contact. He's going to charter a boat to cross the small inlet. And from there he has asked you to let him know how you want to reach the fort, plot the course in other words. I will be your guide, but of course, you just need to tell me which way we are going. The journey through the land is generally you can travel 1 hex per day at a normal speed. At normal speed, it will be traveling. The pace is not that bad. You can travel easily for 8 hours straight, and then you rest for the night. If you travel at a fast pace, you will cover 1.5 hexes per day, depending on the terrain. And if you decide to take it slow, which is 3/4 of a hex per day, you are going for the stealthy option. If you are traveling fast, then you will suffer disadvantage on any surprise or ambushes, and if you're looking to try and spot things, you'll have a disadvantage on your roll. If you're traveling at normal pace, everything is normal, but if you're traveling slow, it will be impossible, and stealthy, it'll be impossible to be surprised. Just bear in mind, if you're traveling fast and you travel longer than 8 hours without resting, you will start to incur exhaustion. You will need to roll saving throws. Anyone who's wearing metal armor or any armor that's medium or heavy will be penalized on those saving throws. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Question, how much faster is to travel by water than by land?
On water, you can travel 2 hexes per day. It's twice as fast. And obviously, if you're traveling on water down a river, well, there's no need to roll exhaustion or anything because the water's doing all the work.
But we also have to be careful that the dragon turtle doesn't really show up if we travel the bay.
So the dragon turtle was roughly around there as you're coming into the bay.
Yeah.
So where you are in the small inlet, you won't need to worry about that.
No, but I mean, if we have to sail all the way to Fort Beluarian, we will risk getting close into the Bay of Chult. I'm just saying that while traveling along water is nice, we have to consider the dangers of the beast itself.
I get you. Okay, so you're talking about sailing. Gotcha.
Yeah, obviously.
So, if you could decide on your course to get to Fort Beluarian and let Roku know.
Do we have any idea of where the dragon turtle was? I know it travels around all the Bay of Chult, but okay, around that point.
Yeah.
You can see the red circle. That was where Stefan marked it.
Okay.
So, in the end, it's about 4 or 5 days by boat, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days by land.
Foot.
Yeah.
Not that much of a loss to go by land.
Up to you.
Maybe if we keep away from the forest, we may avoid some encounters.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest the opposite, that we could keep hidden near the foliage of the forest. Dusted believe sort of recognized that he traveled when he fled to safety. He did it so by the edge of the beach, and that was not necessarily an easy trip.
All right, I understand.
And trees are easier to hide in than in an more open plain.
Obviously, yes.
But I don't know how open this is. Have we gotten a feeling of how open those fields are when we were going by boat?
Yeah, at the moment you can see out to about a whole hex. It does look like it's coastland and grasslands that are in the low green. The jungle area, which is in the let me just get the jungle area looks a lot from here inwards. Looks a lot thicker. The vegetation, there's trees, there's vines, but the area on this backside over here looks like it's grassland. So, you know, from where you are over here on the shore, you can see that the grass is in some places ankle high, in some places knee high.
So one alternative for us could be to trek along the edge, as you suggested, and be ready to run into the jungle in case of need, but not having to tread through it.
Yeah, I think that's the best option, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any other ideas or any other
No.
questions?
That sounds good to me.
Maybe we can go into the jungle just before arriving to Port Beluarian to hide.
To sneak in from another angle of the castle, you mean? Or the fort, yeah.
I don't know, honestly. Maybe we can see once we get there.
Yeah, good call.
Mm-hmm.
Do some scouting before we go in, but yeah. We can have that discussion when we get closer as well. I feel like we have a plan, and we will have a few days to change it. In case we feel like the jungle would be safer, we can do so after having slept a night.
And question, did we buy all the things we needed before traveling?
You did not have a chance. You actually had some food, you picked up your gear, you had a bath. Fortunately, however, Roku handed you a duffel bag with 2 tents and some mosquito nets and some empty water skins.
Alright.
I have to ask a really dumb question because I don't remember. Whose rope was it that we escaped from in episode 1? Who used the rope?
It was mine, but I have acquired a new one.
Okay, good. I'm just looking at mine because I will be horribly overburdened and I'm considering to toss my torches.
I'm checking all my inventory like crazy right now. Alright, whenever you want.
Mm-hmm. So, I would like you to mark out the hexes that you're going to be traveling through. Who would like to be in charge of that?
I can do it. I don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
How do we what? Sorry?
I was just saying that's fine with me. I don't want that responsibility.
Ooh, okay. So, from here, are you either heading northeast or straight north? Or you could go down.
No, that. How do I mark the hexes?
I don't think you can actually draw on the hexes, that's the problem, but if you double click on one of the hexes, then I'll draw a line onto it.
Okay, so Tim, north or northwest? East, sorry.
Oh, if we want to stay close to the jungle, I think northeast would be best.
That's correct. Northeast, it is.
Okay, so the first one we're going through over there. Next hex will be northeast.
And by the way, this is another day, correct?
Yeah, this will be the next day.
Do we have to mark off rations and stuff, or can we look up for food?
You are able to forage along the way. We'll cover that in the days at the moment, but what Roka would like to know is which hexes you're going to travel over, so which way he needs to navigate.
Alright.
By the way, I bought 60 rations, so I think Oh wait, 30 rations I can say. So I can at least get us there.
Pretty much. And to the fort, to the jungle, I think.
So there?
Yep.
Yeah.
And once we are there, we will see.
That's pretty much keeping in line with the trees, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so it's late afternoon, almost going into evening. The boat trip across to the land over here will take you to the start of this hex, in which case you will travel a full day across the grassland here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 6 days you will get to this area. Everyone happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah. In 6
Yep.
days, unless we decide to
Pick up.
increase the speed, but I think we will go with that.
Okay. Dusted Carl is giving away 4 torches, 20 bolts, and a light crossbow. Anybody want them?
I mean, we can always sell them, but I will take the torches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just horribly overburdened after the shopping trip, so.
But
Yeah.
was it you who had some water collectors?
I do, yes. I have 6, I think, or 5.
I can help you carry 1 or 2 if you need to.
The rain catchers, yeah.
Yeah.
I have them on. I can carry them at the moment, but it's more if we find more stuff we have to carry. I cannot carry anymore.
Alright. Let me know when everyone's ready to go.
I think
That's
I,
it.
Yes, no?
Yep, ready.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Alright, so while you're busy walking down towards the Teriyaki anchorage, you've been marking out on the map and explaining to Roku the path that you're looking to take. You want to keep within the tree line and follow through towards the fort in, dare I say, the easiest route possible, sticking in the grasslands. Okay, this is good. He makes his way through the slums of Teriyaki, and you can hear the sounds of labourers working, metal hitting metal. You see a small blacksmith and an armourer on the side. It looks like he's making horseshoes, in fact. You can see a couple of people sitting on the dockside. They're weaving baskets. And just up ahead you can see a man waiting. He's got one long, big oar. It looks like it's about 8 foot long. Next to him is what looks like a very long canoe, and it looks like it can fit 8 people. Roku nods and he walks up and, "Hey, Ngubani, Yebo Gogo, Ndwako," and they shake hands and they do like a little fist bump and, "Hey, Dogu beta wena bra." Yes! Ooh. He turns around and he's like, "This is Sipo. He will take us across the water. Quick, let us make ourselves comfortable and no rocking the boat. This is not a joke." He leans over and holds the canoe steady, waiting for all of you to get in.
Alright. Marco enters the canoe.
Yeah.
So the canoe is, you can sit cross-legged in it. You can put your pack and your stuff in front of you. It is reasonably, like I said, it's 8 foot long. It can fit 8 of you in it. And as you slowly each take a seat inside of the canoe, Roku takes the front and sits in the front of the boat, and Sipu climbs in on the back. And he actually stands on his knees. He's like kneeling but standing up. Using the oar, he slowly maneuvers the oar and the paddle against the wooden dock, and he starts to slowly push off the dock. And he's sort of singing to himself quite softly, "Hiya o Ntombia," and he slowly puts the oar into the water and does a deep, long pull, switches it over to the other side and does a deep, long pull, and you notice Roku in the front underneath from where he's sitting. He pulls out a smaller oar and he starts joining him, and they shoshaloza as they slowly rowing the canoe across the bay onto the other side. They're both singing in harmony. The sun is slowly going down and setting in the north. You look around and you can hear the sounds of the jungle slowly coming to you from across the water. It's quite calm in the bay. It seems very peaceful. It's almost a shame to have to think that such a beautiful continent is plagued by vicious undead monsters. The rumors of undead dinosaurs that you've heard eating people and hordes of undead moving through, it boggles the mind that such a peaceful, beautiful land can be troubled by such monstrosities. And you almost have this kind of reflection to yourselves that something really terrible must have happened or angered the gods for this rich continent to have fallen into such disrepute. After a few hours, the rowing slows down and you can see the beach coming up in front of you, and both Roku and Sipu start talking to each other again. Roku turns around to the first person in the boat, most likely Valrus. "Please, can you pass this pouch to Sipu? Thank you." And he hands you a very small pouch. It's quite light, but you hear the tinkling of coins inside. Yeah, donkey boot. And he asks you to pass it down, and he starts saying thank you.
Alright, and I hand it over.
So, the small bag of coins, probably only about 5 coins inside there, it's very light, makes it way slowly down, and by the time it gets to Sipu, you hear a splash as Roku jumps out of the canoe. He's about chest deep in the water in front of the beached area, and he starts heaving on the boat, pulling it closer to the shore, and eventually it comes up against on the sand. And the sand on the side it's beige, it's a little bit stony, but you can see various vegetation, dead branches and trees are lying on the ground. Obviously the rain which has just taken place must have swept some of the vegetation down the beach into the ocean. You all gingerly jump out of the boat and make your way onto the shoreline. And Rocky turns around and he's like, Sabonga, Sipu. Sipu waves and the canoe slowly turns around as he paddles on one side, and then he takes a couple of deep strokes and he disappears into the sunset. Okay, come my friends, come. We will make some camp, and I've got some rations and we can have some food for the night, and we will set up over here. Tomorrow we make our way for the fort. Please, come. And he makes his way up the beach into the grassland, and you can hear the sounds of crickets and animals, birds singing, slowly coming to you as the sounds of the jungle infect your ears. Sipu goes off over the water, and you don't see him as you turn your backs and follow Roku to a spot. It looks like a regular camping space. The ground has been cleared of any shrubs, and it has been cleared of any grassy areas, and you can see that there is actually a space where the tents previously have been set up. There is a couple of rocks and bricks for a fire area in the center of it, and Rocky slowly starts unpacking a tent and setting up a fire. Ooh. I recommend that you all start setting up your tents and putting up your mosquito nets. You don't want to get bitten. These are big suckers that come and they suck the blood out of you, yes?
Alright, Roka, one question.
Yes.
Could you please tell us more about this place where we are going to? Fort Beluarian?
Yes, so we are going to the fort. Why don't we set up and we sit around the campfire and I will tell you this and how we are going to be doing things, yeah?
Alright.
So, is everyone going to be pitching in and setting things up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna set up some rain catches as well.
Okay. Hey, my friend, do you need some help with those rain catches?
That would be lovely.
With them. Let's put them all in one spot here, and I can fill them this evening, so we make sure we have water.
Sure. Fill them with rain if the rain comes, yeah?
It will come. I can make sure of it.
Oh, this is good. You are like a witch doctor.
Sure.
Okay. So, you all set up the camp just around there. Let me see, I've actually got...
Nice. Oh, I like the living fire.
Yes. So, you set up a camp, there's a little fire going on, and you put your tents down, and Roka comes out with, it looks like some dried meat, and he uses one of the water skins, and he pours it into a pot, and he goes, tonight we are going to be having a stew, yes? Something to keep you warm in the middle of the night. I think it might be prudent to set up a watch, so when we are resting, we don't get eaten by the dinosaurs, yeah?
Are there dinosaurs in this area? I thought we might find them in the jungle.
You know, my friend, these things, they have mind of their own. When they smell food, they come. You know, and eating on a skeleton is not like if you are a dog. These are dinosaurs. They want flesh.
Alright, I will take last guard in that case.
In the distance, you can hear something roaring as you were talking about dinosaurs as well. Being on the edge of the jungle, you are quite easy pickings if anything were to come across you in the middle of the night. Hey, don't get pulled away, you know. We don't want to wake up in the morning and only find your shoes. So, we are going to be heading to this Fort Beluarian. We will be going and we are going to be picking up this charter, yes? Well, I will pay for the charter, but my mission, it is to find this conspiracy investigation. I must have some time to search in the quarters of the people that are in charge of the fort. So if we get there, when we go and register for the charter, somebody must make some sort of a commotion, and I will sleep off. I will disappear, and from there you must try and keep the commander busy. The commander and the commander's number 2. Don't do anything silly like trying to kill anybody. You know, because the fort is run by the Flaming Fists. I don't know if the Lady Sindra has told you much about this place, but you know, the jungle is a natural, it's a resource. Everybody wants what we have over here, and unfortunately, there is a duke on the other side from Baldur's Gate, and he has sent his mercenaries over here to steal our land. Now, until we find the queen or our princess, when she comes and takes over the land again, we are powerless to fight against him. His mercenaries, they call themselves the Flaming Fists, and if they see you and you don't produce your papers, they will take all of the goods and treasure that you have. It is not unheard of for people to be found naked in the jungle with no charter. These people are bad, but we must buy a charter, and hopefully I will find the evidence that I need to prove that the Duke and the pirates, they are in league. So this way we can get rid of them.
Speaking of the pirates, I have this journal from a pirate ship that we encountered on the way here.
Oh.
I take it out. Maybe it could be of interest.
Oh, my friend, are you giving this book to me?
If you need it.
Oh, yes. And he takes it and he looks at it and he flicks through it a little bit, and as he puts his finger on the page, he starts like lining through, and you can see him speaking as he's reading. Yes, I think I must take this to my contacts. You know, the Hapas, they will be very interested in this. It might help with our evidence. Thank you. And he puts his hands together and namaste. And he slips it into his pack. So, a couple of things, you know. You need to have fresh water. I will tell you this, don't drink from the river. You need to boil the water first, because otherwise you pick up parasites. You know, these things, they grow inside your skin and they come out and they give birth inside of your blood, and it is not nice. Next thing you know, you go to sleep and snakes are coming out of your stomach. My mother always said, don't drink from the river unless you want to become a snake. It has happened, you know. Tourists, they come here like from Fedden Court. I have a rain catcher, so when it rains, then you quickly set up your rain catcher and fill up your wine skin or your water skin. If you are traveling in the jungle, you need to be drinking at least 2 a day. So you must be vigilant. And of course, every morning and during the day, we can forage and we can find the fruit and nuts and the animals, and we can eat. So you don't need to have to worry about carrying too much food with you, because the jungle, she will provide. She is good. Yeah? Otherwise, I would say the mosquito nets I have given to you is very good. You need to make sure that you keep these all the time. Okay. What else? Any questions?
I think I am all set.
By this time, he has finished cooking his stew on the fire. And he takes the pot with the big spoon in, and he doesn't have any bowls, so he takes a mouthful from the spoon and then passes the pot and the spoon to the next person. Please, eat up, yes? You will need it for tomorrow.
What's in the stew?
You roll a investigation check.
Alright.
Whatever is in it, it is brown. It tastes, well, it smells quite good. But it looks like there is some sort of meat and some root vegetable.
What kind of animal did you capture to make this?
Oh, my friend, this is Hadrosaurus steak. This is good. Eat up. It will put scales on your back.
Tastes alright.
Oh, yes. I put some ground manga leaves inside there and a little bit of butternut. You know, this is these small crusts, these nuts, they taste so good. You know, if you want some of my nuts, you just need to ask.
Come on, ask him.
I'll pass.
Oh, okay. Is anyone not going to try the food?
No, I think Dusted started the minute he handed over the spoon, not being picky.
Vargo's taking all of it.
Alright, are you going to be setting a watch for the evening?
Yep.
Sounds like we should.
I can take the first without rest. If you guys want to do that, and then you can get full rest if you need any spells back.
How long are you going to be standing watch for?
If all of you guys need, how many hours is a long rest again?
8 hours.
Oh Jesus! Oh well.
And 6 of them you have to sleep, I think.
Yeah, we can take turns.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I sit and meditate for a while.
But I can take the majority of those hours and then have a short rest at the end.
I can help doing watch for at least 4 hours.
Yep, so why don't, in the chat, why don't you just write down the order that you'd want to go? Whoever wants to go first, just put a 1 in. Second, put in a 2. So Dusted is going to go 1. Fargo last, yep.
Chat, are we writing?
A second.
Valrus
Yeah.
2.
Do we need someone for 3?
Lunan is taken 3.
I need to double check because I can't remember if I only sleep for 4 hours.
Roku can go 4 if you need the sleep.
Oh, I only do 4 hours, so I can do. I don't know
A 4.
The question is if we always want at least 2 people awake.
That's a good question, yeah.
That is a good question.
Because
How-
I think we would manage it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Me and Jarlena would be able to cover 8 hours by ourselves. And then the other 4 of you, if you split up on 2 hours, it should work if we include the guide.
That works for me.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can
that'd
do,
be best, I think.
I can do 1 and 2.
And then I'd do 3 and 4.
So you've got Jarlena 1 and 2. Is that Dusted 3 and 4?
Yeah, I can join in with that.
Lunan is 3 and 4.
Oh, Lunan 3 and 4.
I will join Lunan for the 4th. Oh, okay. If that's already taken, then Jarlena with the 1st.
Okay, and then Valrus is just going to sleep right through.
Oh, I was on number 2.
Yeah.
Don't worry, she'll make sure you're up for number 2.
Alright, so your watches are going to be, what, 2 hours long?
Yeah.
An hour for each one, so 1 and 2 is 2 hours, yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
In which case, then, if there's 2 of you on watch, then bear with me 1 second. Who is 3rd on watch? I need you to both roll a perception check for me with advantage. The 3rd watch of the night.
Okay, so that would be me. Both of us or just one of us with advantage?
Both of you. Please.
Perception?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
22.
Oh,
Oh man.
Oh wow, blow me out of the river.
Nice.
not bad, not bad. So, you're on watch, and the majority of the night passes quite well. It is still a little bit dark. The stars are shining, and both of you, while you've coming to the end of your watch, you notice the skies are beginning to darken. The stars are twinkling out a little bit, and that's because a massive rain cloud is pushing its way closer towards you from the center of the jungle.
I go and make sure that the rain catchers are secured and set up properly.
Mm-hmm. Lunan?
That was me.
That was Lunan, yeah.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I think we sound very similar.
What about Dusted?
Dustin isn't really sure what else to do than secure the rain catches, so he's going to help Lun with that.
Okay. As you start getting the rain catchers set up, you can hear the sounds of rain slowly approaching. There is behind you, away from the rain, you can almost see the golden hue of sunlight on the horizon as it slowly starts coming to morning time. The rain seems to be moving ever closer, and it's quite flipping quick. It comes in very fast, and you can hear the crash of thunder. The sound of the jungle seems to only grow a little bit louder as the rain starts to come on. Where is it? Ah, I had a rain one. Darn it.
While I'm sitting there, when and if the rain starts coming, I will use my shield a bit as a kind of protection.
Okay? As the rain comes down, the fire gets drenched in water. But you also notice the rain catchers are doing their job, and the water skins that are connected to them are full.
Right.
You're going to swap any out for the other empty ones?
Yeah, Dustin is going to run out there and do it. Maybe using feline agility to get it over more quickly.
Oh dear, have you ever seen a cat in the wet?
Yeah, and I also know how it smells. So apologies in advance.
Alright.
May I ask, was the fire completely doused, or was it just...
The fire is now basically drenched, yeah, completely doused.
I'd take out one of my torches and just cast light on it.
Oh, okay. You take out a torch and you cast light, and you can see the gloom around you. It's still raining quite heavily. Thunder starts crashing, and the wind slowly picks up just a little bit. And on the horizon, in the middle of the clouds, you can see lightning flashes. And you swear that you can see something flying off in the distance, almost playing with the lightning bolts high up in the sky.
Dustin, did you see that?
I did. We're not just having jungle fever right now. It's not just some kind of common incident. This, right? You did see something up there, right?
Yeah. Do I have any idea of what it could be?
Yes, let me see. Lunan, why don't you roll a wisdom check? Yeah, let's go for a wisdom check for me. please. Nice. Okay. Based on the distance away and the size of the creature as the lightning flashes, you're pretty certain it's a dragon.
Okay.
In fact, quite sure. The wingspan is huge, and you can see it almost dancing with the lightning as the bolts come striking down out of the sky. It is over the central part of the jungle, down towards the south. I would probably say a good 8 hexes away from you.
That's quite close, though. Still. Damn. Damn, there's dragons on this island.
Wait, so did you ask me something?
No, I said, damn, there's dragons on this island. I think it can be...
Dragons. Like big beasts of myth.
Yes.
But it looked like... At least to my eye. Might be wrong, but... Do you know what dragon would go after lightning?
Dragon that chases after lightning. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, well, I suppose if we presume that this is indeed some kind of fire spewing mythical creature flying up in the air. I mean, I don't even know. Do they have playful natures?
I guess we'll have to look it up. I hope we don't have to deal with it up close.
Well, as long as it stays up there, I think we're safe.
And as soon as the rain has started, it stops again. And the jungle seems to grow that little bit softer. As your watch starts to come to a close, the sun is slowly starting to rise, and your watch is coming to an end. The next person on watch is Roku for the morning time. Are you guys going to sit and take his watch, or are you going to wake him?
I can still stay up. I've done my 4 hours of meditation, so...
Justin would like a short rest, at least.
So I will wake him up and have him as company, and I will also sit with the ring for the next time. So.
Okay, so I will assume then, obviously, with the ring, you've been sitting while you've been on watch, and you've had it for a while. You get the sense that as you're sitting with the ring, in fact, and you've woken up Roku, he takes notice of it, and he goes, "Oh, I see you have got a ring of Ubtao. You know that Ubtao was once the god that looked over the jungle. They say that he once commanded dinosaurs himself and used to ride them. In fact, dinosaurs to us in Chult, they are sacred beasts, you know. We try not to kill them unless they attack you and it is life and death. But it is, for Ubtao it was sacrilege, because the dinosaurs are the children of Ubtao and they should be respected. Don't forget that this is their jungle, yeah? But this ring, I have seen one before, yes. It is got the symbol of Ubtao, which is the maze. And Ubtao, the god, was the keeper of the maze. If you worshipped him, you would spend all of your time in prayer trying to find the secrets of the universe, which was like life moving through the maze, and when eventually you found the center, you reached enlightenment. They say that Mesro, you know, the lost city, it is the home of Ubtao. This is a good ring, yeah? It is very nice. I like it. If you don't want it, you can always give it to me.
I think I'll hold on to it. It fits my hand.
Right, I will...
Do you think the city is a maze then? If it exists?
Yes, you know, some people say that it is. It is made with his... Well, at least they say that Upta was the architect and he made this city in the maze himself. He formed it from the rocks with his own hands.
Interesting.
It is... Axel, isn't it? I'm going to send you the description.
Yeah.
What was the city name again?
Right. I've sent you what the ring is now.
What is the name of the ring? Sorry, not the ring, but the city again. Sorry.
Mesro. The lost city of Mesro. Okay, and as you are busy listening to him, the jungle is slowly quieting down. The sun seems to come up, brightening the day. And you can see in the distance bright light which is filtering through intensely thick foliage that is the jungle. Huge broad leaves line the grasslands all along, and slowly as the sun is rising you can feel the heat beginning to grow. And with the recent rains you can feel the humidity in the air starting to heat up. Insects are buzzing in and out of your view as the sun comes up, and faint rumbles of movement and noises from far within the jungle can be heard. Roku stands up and he goes over to each of you in the party and, "My friends," he shakes you, "it is time to pack up camp. We need to be heading off now." And he slowly wakes each of you in turn.
Did anything happen in the night?
Nothing bad, but I did see a dragon, I think. I might have been seeing something weird, but it looked like a dragon in the distance.
Where exactly?
I pointed direction and said far over the jungle.
I look to the direction to see if, I don't know.
I will
some
put...
miracle I still see it.
I wonder if I can do... Can you see that X that I put on the map there?
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Roughly around about there.
Between the skulls.
Could it be something we'd have to worry about?
Did you see the direction in which it was going?
It wasn't going anywhere specific. It was just flying around, playing in the storm.
Right.
Again?
Well, hopefully it doesn't head to where we're going.
Alright, so you pack up camp and you decide to set off. At sorry. At this stage I'm going to need a marching order.
Can we say Roka first?
Yes, if you... I think so. Let me get my man. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just use him. Okay. So should we put the much more up there? So he'll go first, yeah?
I can't find the Lunan token.
Found it.
Have we lost him in the dark somewhere?
Yeah.
There's Dusted Coal. There's Yelena. Yelena.
I was thinking to take the back door if Roka takes the first, because I can also quickly rush up to you guys if need be.
Okay, so we've got Roku at the front. We've got the priest at number 2. Vargo, spellcaster at 3. Valrus, a spellcaster at 4. The paladin towards the back, and Dusted, the gladiator, at the back. Yeah?
Correct.
Alright.
A reinforced backside.
Just in case somebody comes up from behind you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you set out off across towards the edge of the jungle, keeping in line. The travel throughout the day is easy going through the grasslands. The area around you, the grass alternates between knee-high, waist-high, and then ankle-high grass. There are... oh. Apologies. I need... who is going to be the person responsible for foraging? If you're looking for food along the way. And who's the person going to be doing the navigating?
I can do the foraging if you like.
And who wants to do the navigating?
I wouldn't mind either, but
Is Roka leading us by any means in this regard?
Well, I mean, you've put him at the front of the party. He, no one's really asked him if he wants to be at the front, but mind you, he knows this area, but he is almost letting you lead the way. He is going to be, yeah, my friends, I would like to be doing some foraging. I will look out as well for some food, and whilst we are walking, if someone else can navigate, then I will point out all of the good and the bad while we are going through.
then someone at the front should probably deal with the navigation.
I can do it. I asked him for the map as well.
Yeah, well, you guys have already got the map.
Okay, I thought he just showed it to us. Then I'll make sure I have the map with me.
Okay, so just put your name in the chat if you're going to be doing. Just put navigation if you're going to take care of navigation. And when I say yeah. Good. Anyone else for foraging? Foraging, Dusted?
I can. Oh, okay. How many people would we need for foraging, really?
So, a forager will find 1d6 plus their wisdom modifier in pounds of food, and you also need a forager if you've run out of water to forage for water. So depending on your wisdom modifier, and that would be gallons of water, and you need a minimum of 2 to 3 gallons of water a day per person.
how much did the rain provide us with?
So, water skin is a gallon, and each of you have got at least one full water skin. Did anyone bring any extras?
No.
I think I already had one, and Roka provided us with another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's that correct?
Yep.
In that case, yes, I'd have 2 as well.
Yep, I have to.
I think everyone, unless they did something special at Furniture Building, has one by default.
Should have, yes, unless you dumped it behind to save space or weight.
Nope.
Okay, so each of you have got 2. Obviously, you'll need 2 per day. So, the navigator, if you can roll a survival check for me, please. And that's a wisdom
Yes.
check.
Yeah, and I'll use the ring to do it with advantage.
Ooh. Aren't you lucky you got that ring, hey?
Good deal.
Yeah, I'll say.
Oof.
Okay, so every morning when you set out, I'm going to ask you to make a survival check for navigation. If you are going to be the navigator, of course a guide can navigate if you want to rely on the guide. I will roll the guide, but I won't tell you his roll. If you fail your roll, you will get lost and you'll land up on a hex near the one adjacent or opposite to the one that you set out on. But I'm not going to tell you which side the hex, which one you landed up in. Okay? Because you've obviously been lost. When it comes to foraging, anyone who's foraging, you can roll a survival check, and that will then, if you succeed, then you'll be able to find food or water, depending on what you're foraging for. And the foraging needs to be rolled in every morning at the same time as the navigation. So, if 2 of you are foraging for food, then you probably need 1 or 2 others to forage for water.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll forage for food then.
All right. So just so we can keep a track, just put in the chat here if you're foraging for food or water.
Mm-hmm.
So Dusted will be finding water. In fact, then Dusted, can you roll a wisdom survival check for me, please? Yeah, and a d6. Okay, and your wisdom modifier is plus. So you will find throughout the day 5 gallons of water. Oh, it's not your survival check, it's your wisdom check. Your wisdom bonus. Or modifier. Is that, so it's +1, is it? Yeah. So you will find 3 gallons of water as you move through the jungle. And then the guys for food, if you can roll a survival check for food, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're not eating tonight.
which is probably why you have rations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So by the end of the first day, you've managed to find 3 gallons of water. Dusted has found a small little pond where 3 gallons of water are sitting. The water looks slightly murky, but it's water nonetheless. And as you're walking through the grasslands, you're all sort of trying to keep in line, and Roku is bouncing from the front of the line to the back. He's looking around and he's pointing out and he's busy saying, "Oh yes, so Look at that tree over there. Those are butternuts. Yeah, I told you that I always keep some of these. These are very good. If you keep some and you crush them when you are wounded and put them on your skin, you can close the wound quite quickly. It helps with the healing, yeah. Always good to keep some extra nuts in your pocket, just in case. You never know when you need nuts.
This guy's really into nuts.
It gets to about the afternoon, and he's pointing out birds, sounds of like cuckoos and crickets, and the protein content of insects. If you ever find yourself lost in the jungle without food. Oh yes, before I forget, yeah, there are small bitari. You must be very careful. They are very small little people. They come with spears and shields, and I think you call them ankle biters. You must be very careful going into a bitari village. It is said in the legend that the bitari village can actually fly. I have not seen this myself, but I have heard tales from inside Kaya's house of repose that there is a traveler there who was caught in a village like this, and he flew for miles in the air. Oh, the poor man has lost his legs. He cannot walk anymore. But he said these little bitari, they stabbed him like he was a pig. It was crazy. Hey, I tell you. So, if you see them, it is probably a good thing that you turn around and you run. Yeah?
I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, so, your first day you travel through the Hex, and there are no encounters. You don't come across anything that interesting. You only see a couple of birds flying around. Unfortunately, you don't find any food either. By the time you reach the end of the first area, Roku calls a halt, and nestled in between some of these butternut trees, I think this will be a good place to camp for the night. Why don't we set up, yeah? And he starts to unpack his tent after day 2, and pulls out some rations from his pack, and he pulls out his pot, and you, Mister, the tabaxi, hey, make sure that you do not drink this water that you found until you boil it, yeah? We will let us eat first, and then we'll boil the water and put it inside the water skins. How does that sound to you?
Dustin just nods and collects the dirty water skins. I guess, I don't know, the dirty water basically off to the side.
Okay. Is there anything in particular anybody wants to do in the evening?
I can spend a couple of half an hour or so purifying the water.
Okay. So you could cast Purify Water. That's not a problem at all. Or you can boil it. Whichever one you prefer. Then you won't have to worry about the dirty water skins and boiling and filling up again.
Alright.
So, just so we know then, are we going to keep the same watch in the evening times while you're traveling?
I see no reason to change it. What about you guys?
Yeah.
This is good enough.
Oh, and I'm gonna spend 6 rations on feeding everybody?
In this instance, Roku is pulling out the rations and making the stew.
Okay.
Yeah, so he will be making the dinner. You don't have to check off any rations. He's provided it from his pack.
I will collect some of those nuts if we stop by one of those by those trees, Because these were the healing nuts, right?
Wait, but nuts. I mean, trees must be very, very tall indeed. You sure you don't want me to get up and get them?
Go ahead.
I mean, because I have a natural climbing speed. And I have claws to dig into the tree. And Dustin sort of like flexes his claws because he's a vain asshole. No. But yeah. I mean, you can also climb if you prefer.
No. As I said, go ahead. I don't need to collect them myself.
Okay, so Dustin is going to leave his rapier and his sort of like his shield and longbow and whatever else he's carrying on the ground, and then just sort of like size up the tree and try to climb it.
Okay, no problem. I mean, the climb is about 8 foot up the tree itself, and the nuts are hanging in like clumps all around. Why don't you roll a nature check for me?
Oh dear. 11.
Yep, you got -1.
He's a slave kitty. What do you want?
You managed to gingerly break off a couple and climb down with an armful of nuts.
I hand them over to Vago? Did you request them, or was it Valvis? Sorry.
It was Lunan, me.
Oh, sorry, yeah. There you go.
Excellent. Okay. Right then. Why don't we take a break for... Should we call it 14 minutes? We come back at 20 past?
20? Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So... So you've set up camp for the evening, and you all sit around. Roka has cooked dinner, and the first evening passes without event. For your navigator for the next couple of days, I guess if Lunan, you can just roll 2 survival checks for me, please.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Oof.
Two rolls with advantage. I took the first two rolls as the roll that you did with advantage. I've taken as your first 2 rolls, by the way.
I assumed it would be with advantage due to the ring.
Oh, of course, yeah, you got the ring, don't you? Then you're correct. My bad. So this is right. Okay, but you also get +6. Great, cool. So, the first couple of days, you travel across the grasslands and the coastal regions, keeping in line with the edges of the jungle. You encounter some light rain on the second day. Let me just get to my rain. We'll go for this actually. There we go. Yeah. So you encountered light rain on the second day, and on the day 3 in the afternoon, as you're making your way through, a huge storm blows in again. You still haven't come across any hazards or anything else of interest. By day 4, the storm has subsided in the morning, and a slow mist has appeared that has covered the edge of the jungle and a little bit into the grasslands. And the heat and the humidity are slowly starting to bear down on you, and you know that this land seems to be hot sweaty. You know, you can only imagine how stifling it would be in, say, a suit of plate mail. It would be incredibly difficult. Come day 5, you wake up in the morning to stormy weather. And the storm is rife. The tents are flapping in the wind. There's lightning crashing. You look out into the distance, but you don't see anything playing in the thunder. I need... Who is right at the back? Is it Dusted Cole?
Yeah.
Alright, Dusted, I need you to make a perception check for me, please.
Never mind. A 7.
Okay, so you're busy keeping in line with the jungle. You've waited out the rains and the storm has slowly died down. By the afternoon, you're back on the move. And you get to the edge of the hex where you've decided to cut into the forest. In the distance, about a day's march away, you can see the fort just rising out beyond the trees. It's a big, huge wooden structure with towers that seem to rise up 20 feet from the ground. Flying atop in the central structure is a flag flapping in the breeze. You can't quite make out the colours, but Roku tells you that it is the flag of the Duke, who covers the area. As you make camp, you slowly make your way into the edge of the jungle. Alright, my friends, we will by tomorrow in the afternoon, we will be at the edge of the fort. You wanted to make camp in the jungle over here while it is quiet. I would then suggest that either you come up with your plan tonight, or, we can decide it when you get into the camp tomorrow.
Sounds fine.
Which one are you going for?
I think we can approach, and once we are right beside it, maybe scout a little bit and decide what course we take.
Mm-hmm. And everyone else in agreement?
Works for me.
Yeah, works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I will make the dinner tonight. And Roku sits over the fire with his stewing pot, and while the rest of you set up camp, he begins to pass around the spoon and the pot so that you can all have some food. And you all take watch for the evening. Is there anything anybody feels that they need to do?
Bargot, this night, knowing that is probably going to need it the day after, will spend some time next to the fire, casting or ritual casting Find Familiar.
Okay. Have you not of course you don't have a familiar yet, do you?
I don't think I have a token yet. In D&D Beyond.
No, I wonder, do you have access to the additional tokens?
What do you mean by additional tokens?
I'll take that as a no then. There are a couple of extra tokens, but I'm trying to find...
I can pass it to you through Discord.
You've got your own that you made, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is... I haven't set up one for you, have I? You haven't sent it to me. You've sent it to me before, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, so I will most likely have to put that together outside of the session. I don't think I did it now.
Yeah, don't worry. We can use a placeholder in the meantime.
Let me see. Something like that?
Yeah, cute.
Okay, just for now. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Cool. Okay, so I am gonna have to... I can open the original, that's fine. I'll create a familiar, especially with that token. So then when we add it, it'll bring that token across. Okay, cool. If anyone wants to change any spells, now would be the time.
I'm at the moment moving around a bit.
Okay.
I will be done very, very soon.
Valrus, you're happy with yours?
Yes.
Lena, you've got a couple of spells, don't you?
Yeah, I think I'm fine with mine.
Okay, cool. In which case, let me switch.
No one does.
No one should really be able to see anything because it's all great. It's fogged out, so okay. Yeah, I guess I can do this. There we go. Okay. There we go. Cool. Alright, so the next morning passes. There are no encounters in the evening, but you wake up the next morning and Roku tells you it is about 4 hours short march to the fort. Let's just do that over there. Okay. Right. You set out off toward the fort, and as you get closer, you can notice the walls. There's the first thing. 20 feet high walls surround a hillock, a small raised hill. The whole structure is sitting on top of this hill, which is 10 feet above the ground. The sides of the structure themselves are vertically shaved, steep pillars of wood, and appeared to make them very difficult to climb. The fort's main gates are facing to the west, and on the east side of the stockade you can see a tall keep rising out of the entire structure, which commands your attention as you draw nearer. This part over here. My friends, it is safer if we head towards the front gates, yeah? What do you think?
You want to go right to the front gates?
Yes, of course, because we are going to get a charter of exploration, nah?
Correct.
All right.
Okay. Let's add the entire party, shall we? You guys are... Marius is out, so I'll just put you all near the front gates. Bear with me while I move you myself. Okay. Right, you slowly make your way closer to the fort, and you can see... I may as well just reveal the whole thing now. Okay. Two large towers are on either side of a central set of gates, which are wide open. There are walkways connecting the towers at every single corner of the walls and on the edge of the hillside. And patrolling on these walkways, you see guards. The guards are dressed in what looks like splint mail. One or two of them are just wearing chainmail shirts, but they're carrying spears, halberds, or crossbows strapped to their backs. As you walk closer, Roku puts his hand up and the guards look down and they nod their heads. You move inside into the first section, and let me just draw... Oops. Right, as you get inside... Right, you get into the central area around part number 3. And immediately you notice a smithy and a leatherworker. These are the two little structures that you come across. The ringing of steel fills the air. The smell of hot, smouldering metal and burning leather as people are making leather armor and bits and pieces of metal implements like chains, hooks, ringlets, etc. Beyond, in Area 4, you can hear the small hustle and bustle of people chatting, talking. It appears to be a very small marketplace. And beyond, over here, you can see an open double set of doors opening into a courtyard. The armourer and the weaponsmith and the leatherworker, as you make your way through there, they stop their work and they look up at you. As they watch you pass, they nod their heads, smile, and then put their heads down and carry on hammering away. Further on beyond in number 4, you can see at least a dozen people moving around from door to door within a very small, what looks like a bazaar. A couple of soldiers are walking around looking at some of the goods. One of them is holding up a gem to the sky, trying to discern if there are perhaps any flaws inside of it. Another one is standing in front of a trading stall and he's taking a small sip of a taster, which appears to be some wine. There are animal parts around here. Traders are selling hide, traders are selling things like feathers and teeth, small little trinkets, bottles of wine and drinks. There is also an outside tap, beer tap, and there is somebody who is busy selling ale on the side. And as you're looking around, you're moving through the area down towards the double set of gates, following Roku. And when a woman slowly makes her way out of the double doors towards you, she is about 4.5 feet tall. She looks like a dwarf. She's got pale skin. She's got white hair on her face. Her eyebrows are white. Her hair is white. The skin on her arms is pale white, and as are the hairs. And you've seen such a dwarf before in the dinosaur races, an albino dwarf. And she looks quite heavy set. She's got a sword at her belt. She's wearing stiff, thick leather armor and a cloak that's dragging behind her. She seems to be making her way straight towards you. Roku pulls up short, and he leans over. This is the number 2. Her name is Greta. And as he finishes speaking, the short, stocky dwarven woman, "Ja, hallo? My name is Greta Halsdotter. Welcome to the fort. And how may we be of service?" Yeah, hello? Nothing to say?
Dusted gently leans over towards Jelena and tries to sort of like encourage her to speak up.
Just gives him a look.
Und?
What my mistress is trying to say is that we are here to procure a charter of exploration.
Oh, ja, but of course, a charter. Ja, natürlich. Good. My name is Gruta. I've already said this. Yeah, I will be able to authorize this. So, please, follow me. All of you, come. Schnell. And she leads you down to the little side house over here. And as you slowly make your way towards the door, the sounds of the market behind you slowly seems to disappear. Looking around, you notice there is a vegetable patch, which is located to the north area over here. Area number 6 looks to be a barracks, because you can see soldiers moving in and out. The number 5, you can see a cross on the roof of the thatched building and assume it must be a temple. As she leads you in, you don't really get to glimpse much else, but she opens the door and she steps into what looks like an office. There are 3 clerks in here sitting behind some desks, and please come with me. Yeah, take a seat over here. Thank you. Okay, so a charter of the exploration. She makes her way around the desk, sits down, and pulls out a quill, gives it a dab on her tongue, pops it in an ink. And what is the name I should be making the charter out to, please? No one?
You can take my name if you want.
Is
If everyone is okay with that.
Is the charter just for you, or is it for your group?
The whole group.
The whole group.
Okay, and what is the group's name?
Oh,
Can't say we have one.
This is a strange name, yeah? Or if you don't know, you could call yourselves the Cat's Got the Tongue.
Bastard cannot help but chuckle at that, but straightens his face rather quickly.
Oh, come now, there must be some way that you all know each other, surely? You look like you are off to make your fortunes.
The fortune tellers.
I mean, we can always pick a temporary one and change it later.
Oh yeah, of course, and then we can make another charter for you. This is not a problem, yeah? No ideas? Oh no.
You took me by surprise. I will admit that, Stefan.
Yeah. Oh God.
The surprising godness.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Fortune's favored.
Yeah, let's take it for now.
Fine by me.
She opens a ledger and you hear a big thump as the book slams and she starts looking down. Fortune hunters, fortune be me, fortune. Oh, there's a lot of people that come here with fortune, yeah? Oh, yeah, fortune is favored, did you say? What was that? Fortune favor?
Fortune's favored.
Oh, all these names look alike. Okay, that one is free. We had someone last week that died. They were called Fortunes too. But I'm sure you will do better. Yeah. Oh, excellent.
So, did something happen to the previous group?
Oh, yeah, they ended up on Saver Dinosaur Lunch. It was quite funny, yeah. All we found was like backpacks and arms and legs. You know, the beasties inside the jungle, they like to eat.
If we had more time, we might consider a different name, but...
Oh, but you took all the time to get over here. I cannot believe that you've been as a group and you don't have a name yet. This is just like unheard of. Oh.
No, it's not as if we have needed one.
Nein. So, Fortune's favored, yeah?
For now.
That's correct.
Oh, Fortune's favored for now. Okay. And she starts...
Perfect name.
Okay. And if I could please have your signatures on the bottom, hopefully. Yeah. She dips the quill and she holds it out to all of you to sign on the charter underneath. And that will be 50 gold, please.
And scribble something random on there.
At which point, whilst you're all putting your scroll down, Roku pulls out the little bag of gold. Jingle, jingle. Plops it down on the desk. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is sehr gut. She hands it to one of the clerks who goes over and starts counting and you... 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh. My friends, this is going to take all day. I tell you, they cannot count to 50. But okay. All of you sign. And, oh, sehr gut. She rolls it up and pops it into a little scroll case. Now, make sure you don't lose this. Otherwise, if we find you and you do not have this, we will take everything that you have, yeah? But, as you can see on the charter, 50% of everything that you carry while you have this charter belongs to us, yeah? Because this is our land. Okay. Any questions?
I believe we've all heard this before already. No.
None.
Excellent. Okay. It was lovely doing business with you. Don't you go dying outside, yeah? And if you do, well, I guess we won't, see you again. But yeah, good luck. Auf Wiedersehen.
Before we go, actually, Greta, could you show me which of the sorry, is it Burning Fists?
Mm-hmm.
Which of the Burning Fist is the best archer?
Which of my garrison is good with archery? Oh.
Yes. Because I think we need to make a little wager before we go.
A wager? Well, we like to joust over here. Sometimes archery it takes okay, but we have got a jousting which is every week. Yeah? The field is just over here if you would like me to show you.
Gladly.
And okay, yeah, cool. She pushes her off from behind the desk and stands up and she's like, okay, come. Walks out the front door and leads you down out the double gate past area 6. This is the stables, yeah. We have the horses here, It is very expensive to keep horses in the jungle. It is crazy, but if the Duke ever comes, he wants to see the joust. So we practice. And she leads you down around the corner here, and this is the Tourney Field, yeah. This is where the Tethrian soldiers, they like to come in the Flaming Fists. We have tournaments every month. And the winner gets a bag of gold and maybe even his own heraldry. Yes, I know. It is so schön.
I take it the prize money isn't shared with... sort of gesture outwards towards the rest of the area.
But the thing is, I won't be here in a month. So I have to spar with someone if we have to make a wager now.
Oh, you want to spar? Do you mean...
I want to see... I actually want to test the Flaming Fist by myself to actually see how good they are.
Well, now that you have a charter, you are able to hire 6 of our guards. This charter gives you the ability to have your own personal bodyguard. And they only cost 2 gold pieces a day. You could have your own personal training sessions with them every morning if you wanted.
Interesting.
So, in the meantime, what is Thipo doing, or did we already lost sight of him?
Yeah, Sipu, you lost sight of Sipu on the river. He was paddling the canoe. Roku he's sort of... You've followed with Greta, haven't you?
Yeah, I
Okay, so he has disappeared. You haven't seen him. He didn't come with you. He was lingering behind.
Well, then maybe I should pay you 2 gold now, and I have a guard, and we can get a little sparring out of it to the enjoyment of all.
Okay, yeah, well, let us go back and we can fill out the contract. How many days would you like to hire him for?
Well, for a spectacle here and now, obviously.
Oh. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Good luck. 15?
A 15. Okay. Well, I mean, I can't give you a guard, but we just so happen to have some traveling poppycocks who might be up for a little one-on-one spar, yeah?
And where will I have your permission to do it?
Oh, well, I mean, right here. And you can see the area just over here seems to be a well-worn area. There could very well be people that have some sparring practice going on in the area. There are a couple of houses around here which you've noticed now as well. Some of which have got people standing outside, and when she said poppycock, she sort of nodded to the one house over here in the middle, and you can see two gentlemen who are standing outside, smoking with pipes in their hands. One of them is dressed in, I guess you could say, noble's clothing. He's wearing like very short breeches. He's got like a long pipe out of his hand. He's got a big oversized hat on his head with feathers sticking out of it, a little waistcoat.
Oh, this is personal now. You do realize that, right? It becomes personal with these men. Oh, that's gonna be perfect.
And he's got a rapier at his hip. It looks reasonably expensive, and the chap next to him is also dressed quite similarly. He's got like small little shoes on with small heels and buckles. He's wearing skin-tight leather breeches that travel down with like lace down the sides of it in white standing out. He's got a white ruffled shirt, and his chest hair is spilling out between the buttons which aren't done up. A small loose necktie that's hanging off, and a long admiral's hat, but he doesn't look like an admiral, and he too has got a rapier at his belt.
Without much further ado, Dustin is almost going to take really long steps towards the two gentlemen, slightly fueled by the idea that they look noble and a little insulted by that as well. But so he's gonna sort of just walk over here and draw his rapier and basically issue a challenge to the two gentlemen.
Okay, so roll a perception check for me if you don't mind.
12?
Okay, well, they definitely look foreign. They are definitely not dressed for the jungle. They look like they belong in a court of some sort. I'm going to use... Where'd that token go? I'm going to use this token. There is the one, and let's use this guy. And there is the other one. Okay, so what are the rest of you doing?
Margaret's gonna try to keep an eye, just in case. Be perceptive of his surroundings.
Okay, where are you going to place yourself?
Right there.
Alright, and Yelena? Lunan? Valrus?
I want to see how this plays out as well. I will just stand around.
Yeah, not gonna go anywhere specific, just gonna keep watch. See what happens.
And Yelena?
She might do like a small wander around, but like basically like one rotation around like the area, and then she'll come back and just hang around.
Where are you going to be wandering to?
She'll probably go up around this way and do like and then walk back through the middle and then back.
Are you surveying the area, or are you just having a little gander?
Yeah, she's having a little gander.
Okay. Alright, I need you to roll a perception check for me if you're going to be doing that, please.
Oh boy.
Okay. Alright, no problem. Right, Dusted. Over to you. So, you're walking up to these dandies.
Yes, sorry. Let me just see. I forgot something in my backstory. I just need to check it. Yeah. Because I always forget that it's podcastrol, sorry. By the honor of Lord Scallingshire, ruler of, noble of podcastrol, I challenge you both to a duel.
Roll a persuasion check for me, or an intimidation check, whichever one you want to do.
Well, intimidation is bollocks, so let's go with persuasion.
Okay.
At 10. Okay, this is not going well.
Okay, so you pull out your rapier, and you as you're walking towards them, you're like, I challenge you to a duel. Oh, Reginald, did you see? Look, this feline is looking to get his claws out. Oh, Gerald, don't be so silly. No, quick. Maybe you should teach this pussy some manners. Well, alright. He, the one with the first one that you spotted smoking the pipe, he's like, okay, just hold my smoke, would you, dear? Yes, don't be too long, darling. Good luck and all that, ta-ra. And, the one called Reginald steps forward and he's like, right, on guard. Roll initiative for me, please.
Did it register?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a 13, which means that you will get to go first. I say we haven't agreed on the rules here, have we? First to 3 touches, shall we?
Sounds good to me. And the wager?
Why, the honor of your lord of whatever, or the honor of Baldur's Gate, darling, of course.
Perfect.
Okay. I guess you need to roll to attack then, don't you?
Yeah, I was just looking at what I was going to do with it, because I have a little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Bastard is going to jump into melee range. It's 10 feet per square, right?
Yes. Oh, a 10.
Yeah, that's awful. I think I'm going to have to action search that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a 15. That's a little better, but not great.
Okay, so a 15 will actually hit. And that was with your action surge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, you can roll damage. Are you looking to do, like, inflict proper damage, or are you going to just keep the cuts sort of shallow?
Can I just roll wisdom save for that? He is fighting someone that is patronizing and clearly noble. So, is it okay to roll wisdom for that?
Okay, why?
Just to see if he can hold himself back.
Ah, well, I guess you could if you wanted to, yeah. I mean, it is up to you.
Yeah. Whoops. He's definitely not trying to, but he might accidentally do it, yeah.
Okay. So, in which case then you can roll your damage.
9.
Definitely trying.
Yeah, definitely trying to, apparently.
Okay, that is quite a lot of damage.
In the meantime, the Bargo is gonna try to draw as many attention as possible from the bystanders. Just to come see the match here.
What is he going to do exactly?
Dancing around the post, screaming that someone has offended a cat in the streets, and now they are fighting to death.
So, go on then.
Do I roll for something or?
Well, you can scream for me if you want.
Oh wow! Haven't been asked that in a while. Go see. There's a cat fighting someone on the streets. Apparently, it's for blood this time.
All right. Why don't you roll a persuasion check for me? Yeah.
That's gonna go great. Certainly. Well, actually.
Oh, that's actually quite good. You know. Yeah. So, anyone else doing anything?
I'm shaking my head at Vargo screaming those things.
All right.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Dustin Cole.
Yelena, I'm gonna say that you're walking around while this is yeah.
Oh,
so
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
you've probably got to the temple area here.
Yep.
I would say it's gonna take you 4 rounds to get back to where you started.
Gotcha.
So
Probably
let's
hear
go.
Vargo screaming.
Yeah, as you pull through there, you hear some commotion from behind you. Valrus, you just standing looking shady.
I'll try and, I don't know, cheer out for them. Maybe help the others gather a crowd.
Okay. How are you going to help gather a crowd?
Well, no, I'm just going to try and I don't know. I'm gonna root for Dustin Cole essentially.
Okay, so you're gonna stick.
Get him! Knock him down.
All right.
Make shish kebab out of him.
So, let's say then round 2. Vargo has gone off running. There is a cat fight! Everybody come and look! Some cat is taking on a human! And a couple of people, like I said, there was about a dozen in the trading bazaar area. They all start looking up and looking around. Oh, where? Next round then. Let's do an initiative to see who goes first again, Dusted, shall we? In fact, no, sorry, well, you rolled first, you go first, so.
22.
I was gonna say, you've already rolled initiative, so you'll be going before him anyway. What I wanted to say was, roll to hit or tell me what you are doing.
He is mainly trying to compose himself because I think at this point he's realized he's drawn blood. So he's just going to take an action to sort of like calm down and do dodge for this one.
So you're not going to attack him?
I'm not going to attack him for this round. No, just touching.
Okay, so the
I mean, I still have to draw the attention for as long as possible. I'm still doing a distraction, so I should make this last. I'm not going to just try to take him down in 3 rounds.
okay. So you're gonna like just fake a parry or a lunge or a.
Yeah, I'm going to feint, basically. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That hits.
So
Unless he has disadvantage.
he does not have disadvantage, no. But he sees your feint, and as he lunges for you, instead of stabbing you with the rapier, he actually just swings the hilt and knocks you on the side of the head to try and bludgeon you with the hilt of the weapon. You only take 1 point of damage. Ha! There you go, kitty! 1 point to me! It is even, as they say, Stephen. And he dances back with a flourish and, oh, bravo, bravo, the other one says. And slowly as some people start coming between the houses, down from area 4 down to here. Vargo, anything else you want to do?
Yeah. And just to make sure, currently we are in the process of making a distraction just so our companion can do as he wishes, correct?
Yes, correct.
I will try search for a place next to a house
Mm-hmm.
that is not vigilated, not populated at the moment, to do a thing.
When you say you're going to search for a place next to a house, do you mean like inside a doorway or
Like that, for example.
just behind that trading post?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so you're going to move yourself in between the 2 houses as people are distracted looking away.
Uh-huh.
Alright, cool.
And I'm gonna, if I can make sure that nobody's looking at me,
Mm-hmm.
just catch a little fire.
Roll a sleight of hand for me.
I will say, yeah. I mean,
Did you roll?
It says a 14.
Oh, it hasn't come up on mine. That's weird. Okay, good. Right, so anybody who is looking at you will need a 14 for a persuasion in order to see what you are doing. So, now what do you want to do? You said you're going to try and catch fire.
yeah, I'm gonna lean myself, my back,
Mm-hmm.
to the wood building, and just pass my hand through the wood, or I don't know the word actually. What
Thatched roof. Thatched. I'll just write it.
Are you going
I
to
think, yeah.
you're going to set fire to the thatched roof?
Yeah, I hadn't heard that word in my life. But
Okay.
yeah.
Are you going to use a spell, a cantrip, or flint and tinder?
Yeah, a small bolt of fire.
So
While I catch it in my hand, I don't throw it, and I just pass my hand through the roof.
Okay, so you're going to cast firebolt on the thatch.
Yeah, but close range, not.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No problem at all. Then, anyone else doing anything?
No.
I'm good.
Once the fire has catch, I run. Well, I not run. I just walk away.
You slowly walk away. Okay. 1 second, let me just... Why am I, chat's not coming up? That's a bit annoying. My rolls.
I think you should just reload, maybe. Because I see you rolled a 5.
Okay, that was the saving throw for the thatch. As you walk away, Vargo, and you look behind you, you notice the thatched roof, which really is just straw, bursts into flames. And you carry on walking away. Right, Dusted Coal. It is your turn.
Oh, time to slap this man around.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to take a swing for non-lethal effect against this man.
Okay.
Probably try to bump him with the shield or hit him with the hilt, like return fire in that sense.
Okay, so you're going to try and hit him with non-lethal...
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Why don't you do me a favour and roll then? At this point, Yelena, you come walking past about here
14.
and there. A 14. A 14 is going to miss.
Righto.
So you will need a 15, unfortunately. Right. Yelena, as you go walking past, you notice that smoke starts to rise from just beyond some of the houses.
Oh boy.
Um,
She's gonna maybe stop her perusal to go see what it is.
In fact, I can even... Whoa.
Oh,
There we go.
very fancy.
I know, right? Okay, so Yelena, you get to about there, and just through the corner you can see suddenly... Roll a perception check for me.
Sure. Hopefully this is better than last time. Oh.
Okay, out the corner of your eye, you notice Vargo walking away at pace.
Gonna accost him?
Well, he's over there on the other side. You actually managed to get a 15, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Right, my guy. Bear with me. So, oh, mind you, I rolled a 2. And, anyone else doing anything else? I take that as a no. Varus? Lunan?
No.
Not at the moment, no.
Why don't both of you roll a perception check for me as well to see if you can see the flames starting to burn?
Yeah.
Perception 21, yep, absolutely.
This is the third 2 I've rolled.
Don't worry, I also rolled a 2. Lunan, you notice flames slowly starting to rise just beyond the little houses in front of you on the thatched roof in the back. Right then, let's go for round 3. 4, isn't it? Round 4, and it is Dusted Coal. What are you going to do?
Right, another attempt because it's 1 for 1 right now.
Yes.
So while he has no real problem losing the honor of this Fort Kestrel guy, it's still sort of like personal in a little bit. So he's gonna try to swing at him again, non-lethal.
Okay. I've just rolled 2 perception checks. Oh, that's definitely a hit.
Yeah, and then again non-lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now the claws are out.
Okay, well, you managed to hit him. Let me roll to see if he... Right, so he is going to miss you, and as he tries to lunge for you, the other dandy behind him, all of a sudden you hear this shrill scream, ah, from the one behind. There's a fire! Oh my god, there's a fire! Quick, somebody! Get somebody! And the dandy in front looks up in front of you as well, and he looks up and he sees the flames, and tips his rapier up, as in, I'm not going to carry on with the duel right now.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest that Dustin does the same the second he notices. Basically lifts it up in front of him and then down again to indicate that he's not fighting anymore.
All of a sudden, then around you, commotion starts to break loose. It sounds like traders are screaming, and all you can hear is, money, my goods, oh my god, quick, somebody help, somebody help. People start running all over the place, and coming out from just past the jousting in Area 9, responding pardon me, to the sound of a bell ringing, soldiers come running out of the doorway. Let me just do a line over here. Literally, they come running straight out over here towards all the commotion. There's about 6 or 7 of them. None of them are dressed in any armor or uniform, but they all come running out and stop in the stables over here, grab some buckets, and they start to form a line from this well over here with water and buckets, and make their way around the corner towards where the fire is. Vargo, what are you doing?
I honestly thought that the barracks were on top, so I was going that way. What's that building up north?
This one.
Yeah.
So as you get closer to it, you notice it looks like a temple.
All right. Then what Bargo is going to do is go back to where we signed the agreement. Yeah, that way.
Okay.
And he's going to enter and lift the door open and scream to this woman, it has been a mistake, and we wanted how do you say, sorry, how do you say corrected? Yeah, and we want it corrected now. Just making a big ruckus.
Yelena, what are you doing?
She's going after Vargo.
So you're gonna chase after Vargo. Valrus,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Oh, if possible, she's gonna go past the burning roof, and I guess as an action, she's gonna shoot. Oh gosh, what's it called?
Ray of Frost?
Ray of Frost, thank you. At the burning roof.
Okay, so you're gonna actually put the fire out straight away.
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna move this way and then there.
Yeah, that's it.
Lunan, what are you doing?
Since this is happening simultaneously, and I finally notice where the buckets are, I will run and try to help gathering buckets of water.
Okay, so you're
At
gonna
the
get
well.
in the line. Valrus?
Yeah, I'm getting in the line as well.
Okay. Dusted?
Yeah, I was also going to try to make a line from the water to the burning house. So put me in there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so everyone gets in the bucket of the line. The soldiers come running out. Vargo, from the temple, you start heading down. Yelena, you start going through, and the bell is ringing, and the double doors from just in front for the first time over here get thrown open, and about 7 or 8 guards come running out, along with an elderly woman who seems to be wearing plate mail breastplate. She's got a long white flowing cape that is behind her, and she's got a pin holding the cape together as well. Let me see if I can actually find a picture of her. There we go. Right, so she comes moving out. As you get into there, you notice her moving out. Roll a perception check for me, please. Nice.
16.
Yelena, roll a perception check for me as well, please.
Sure. Oh.
Okay, you don't notice it, but Vargo, you swear that as she comes running out, following all the other soldiers, you see a figure about the height of Roku move from the doorway closer in towards that star is a statue. Moving in the shadows closer in towards the statue over here.
Alright.
It looks like he was hiding in the shadows in the corner of the door waiting. Yeah, right there. So you go moving towards the... Do you still carry on moving towards the house?
I just let her pass through, and I'm trying to move to the house. That's correct.
Okay, and as you get to the door, everyone inside the house starts to come running out to help as well. Yeah?
Do I see the woman that make us the...
Yeah, the dwarf.
Yeah, I stop her and say, screaming angrily but not aggressive, not aggressively. Madam, I'm afraid that there has been a mistake made, and me and my group want it corrected.
Oh, roll a perception. Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
A 10.
And as she comes moving out of the house, she stops and she looks at you quite confused. Or in fact, roll a deception check for me. Not a persuasion, sorry. Do a deception.
Can I keep the... It's okay.
Alright, well, you can keep the other one. And she looks quite confused. Mistake? What?
You see, there has been a mistake. In this paper, it says fortune favored, but we actually meant fortune flavored. You didn't put an L. But screamingly.
Okay. And she looks at you and she's like, for an L? You want me to... Oh. She grabs the scroll case from your hand, storms back inside, and you hear the pop of the case open, and a little scratch, and then she comes back out. Done! Pops it back into your hand.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so in that time... Everyone else starts moving forward to start helping out with the fire. Yelena, you walk right past there and you're going to cast your Frostbolt, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a quick look, see how... I just want to send the frost to Ray of Frost. So it does need to hit DC, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it does, yeah.
Alright, so why don't you... Mind you, the range is also 60 foot, so you could do it anywhere you're standing, really. Okay, so I would actually need you to roll an attack for me with the Ray of Frost, just to see if you actually hit the fire.
Yes.
And I'll probably say the fire's spread... It's probably only got like a 10. It's quite a big area that you need to hit.
Gotcha.
Oof.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want, you can roll damage. Yeah, roll damage, please. Alright. So, as you are walking past, you just do like a little Spider-Man flick with your web. This ray of frost flies out from your wrist, flies towards the thatched roof and hits it, and basically shards of ice cover the flaming area, splashing and reducing the flames. I got a natural 20 though, which but not by a lot. So you managed to splash some of the flames, which seem to die down instantly, but the area of effect is not as good or as big in order to catch the outskirts, and the flames still continue to rage just a little bit, but not as much. People are throwing buckets of water on it, and you can hear a very strong commanding voice from the back. The outsides, damn it, and quick, water the rest of the bloody roof, you fools. And this elderly woman in plate mail is making her way and taking command of the water chain, of the people throwing water onto it, commanding them where to throw the water. In the meantime, out the corner of your eye, you can see Vargo going, "You haven't got the name right! You haven't got the name right!" Are you going to carry on following him?
Yeah, she'll walk a bit further and I guess, wait outside the gate, I guess. And then she'll do one last shot and then she'll go after Vargo.
So move just somewhere around where you are now and do another Ray of Frost?
Yeah.
Okay, roll your d20 for me.
Oh, I guess a 21 hits.
Oh goodness, easily, yeah.
And I'll roll the damage. Oh, hell yeah.
Nice, okay. And I got a 14, so... I mean, fire, when it gets doused by water, if it resists, I'd probably need to say the saving throw is about a 16 or an 18. It's quite difficult to resist a pail of water, isn't it? Or a ray of frost. So you managed to catch the fire as well. With an 8, covers most of the remaining fire, and with the buckets and everything else, slowly the fire starts to die out, and then all of a sudden stops. Quickly! Douse the rest of the thatch! Douse the thatch, you slow blackguards! And the commander grabs a bucket herself and starts pouring it down and patting it down. You can, as you turn around behind you, you see the merchant who works out of that property is on his knees and he's crying. And he's like, my roof, oh my goods, my goods. Why don't you roll one last perception check for me, Yarlena? Vargo, you've made your way out and you are making your way in.
Yeah, at this point, Vargo wants to also join the the chain of water.
Okay.
I'm not doing great with these perception rolls.
No. I'm sorry to say you're not, are you? Okay. Are you going to just stand around, or are you going to help trying to put everything else out?
What? She's gonna grab Vargo.
Okay. As he goes past you, you grab him.
What
Yeah.
do you think you're doing?
Well, how making a distraction, obviously. Now, help me with this. With the water. Pass it.
There are better ways to make a distraction than burning someone's house down.
I agree with you, but I saw our friend coming inside the building. So, can we please just talk about this later?
No. Why did you need a distraction?
Is the old lady close to us, DM?
I was just about to say, can somebody please roll? I'm tempted to say sleight of hand if you are. You haven't said that you're whispering, so
She is whispering, very mad whisper, I guess, an angry whisper.
okay.
I'll should we both roll a sleight of hand or
I want you to roll a d20 for me, please.
just
And I will give you advantage because Vargo was whispering when he replied.
Well,
Okay. The urgency on Vargo's face leads you to, lower your voice quite considerably. Some of the people still screaming around as well make it quite difficult for you to be overheard. But you realize that you are standing, well, within about 10 feet of the commander of the entire fort as she's throwing water over the doused thatch roof. You manage. She doesn't notice anything on the conversation at all.
that was close.
All right. Are you going to continue questioning him?
Joel, they were behind the house where I guess most of the tokens are.
Yeah, I'd say you, as he was going past, you probably grabbed him around about there. The two of you are standing next to the bucket line of people and soldiers and everyone passing buckets around.
I reactivate the chain of water.
Alright. The fire is doused, and the commander... Oh, well, that was bloody close, I tell you. Turns around and notices the group of you for the first time. Oh, I haven't seen you before, but awfully like to say thank you for assisting with the dousing of the flames. I tell you what, why don't you join me for a spot of lunch as thanks, and let's have a quick little chat, shall we? So we can get to know each other. And with that, she turns around and heads back towards the double doors past the registry office, waiting for you to follow her.
I try to stop her and just call her, Mistress, sorry, I'm afraid. Who are you exactly?
You roll who? I'm gonna say that she actually acted reasonably quickly and has started walking off already. But why don't you roll a insight? No, perception, obviously. perception.
Yeah.
So, judging by her dress and the commanding voice that she had, and everyone bowing and scraping or listening to her, you don't really need to be clever to notice that, she is, whilst older than everyone else here, obviously in command.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to gain time.
Ah. Alright. Do you all decide to follow her?
I'd look towards the others and see what they think.
I think I'm gonna stay here and respect the two gentlemen for a little bit before I join you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Should the rest of us go?
I guess so.
So,
Today.
Yarlena will be joining. Sounds like Valrus is joining. Vargo is joining. And Lunan? Okay. In which case, we're going to end the session there. And we will pick it up again next week.
Alright.
All right.
Guys, thank you very much for joining. And we will see you all in a week.